To the Backstage Pass here. Of course, it's a hump day, June 2nd, day off tomorrow. We can follow up with a couple of shows on Friday. And then, of course, this afternoon, 2 o'clock, don't forget the video premiere. Matt Kerner, Nashville recording artist, a song called Driving, we're going to feature here on the Backstage Pass, presented by Tour Guitars and Bangtail Whiskey. And back again, Kirstie Kraus, Brandon Morrell, and pleased to welcome in a good friend of ours to the program. Again, a new single out. We're excited to hear about everything that's today. Modern day Reba with a little bit of twist. I always say that at the top of the show. Kristine Wriding here on the Backstage Pass. What's going on?
Not much. Just like you say, enjoying, had a good weekend. And so, just back at it as we all are, just kind of pounding the pavement. So
that's what we're doing, no doubt. Well, hey, tell me what's been going on since everything, I guess, last year. Tough for every musician out there, but has allowed a lot of different artists to work more on writing and putting out songs and EPs and kind of setting up goals for 2021 for you. Kind of take me through the process. How did you remedy all this nonsense we went through?
Yeah, no, it was very crazy. Like you say, I think when it first started, it was kind of almost, oh, cool. Now I get to slow down and, like you say, write music and work on things and not have to travel so much. But then as it kept going on and on, all of a sudden it was like, I miss live shows. I miss seeing people. I miss interacting. I mean, it's one thing. I love technology that we can communicate through, Zoom and the video chats, but there's just something about being live and seeing people live and that connection that you miss. So, but I've been doing a ton of writing. So that's been a good thing, a blessing. And so then that helped me to put out my new single, Still Color, which is awesome. And so, but yeah, just pretty much computer stuff, writing, and more computer stuff. So
we've got used to, haven't we, Kirstie, all the StreamYard stuff and the Facebook stuff and all the different streaming out there to keep us busy. Hey, I love the studio albums. You've done this independently for years now, and the music's been now featured, on different radio stations, international, national stations, and internet stations, podcasts such as ours. Talk about going through that, because it's tough to do this as an independent artist without a whole team behind you, and Kirstie knows this very well, but having all this success to see you grow as an artist, tell me about how that's kind of shaped you as an artist and had you grow even more since we last talked.
Yeah, that's very true. Every album is like a new chapter, I feel, and I learn something more or things like that. So even from the beginning, my first album I wrote, probably when I started really seriously songwriting, probably around 17, 18 years old. I dabbled in it before, but then, like I said, kind of got serious. And so then pretty much after graduating high school and going to college, I was like, I want to put out an album and go to Nashville and do this thing. And so I created my first album in Minnesota, where I'm from. And because I felt like I needed to have music to go down to show what I got. And so that was just a whole new learning experience. I had never done anything like that, recorded, you name it, found a local producer who did awesome. And then once being down in Nashville, that was just a whole new chapter as well, of learning different aspects of songwriting and kind of getting more into that country feel and town. And that was able to record that album in a studio, in Nashville. That was amazing, having the studio musicians and everything come in. Everybody in Nashville, I feel oh, I'm pretty good at guitar. And then I get down there and I'm like, no, I'm not good at guitar. So that was just amazing. And then the next album I think I put out was a hymns album, which was an awesome experience of getting my fans involved, because I'd always sing Christian songs or hymns and on my Sunday set list. And that was really neat. Again, I produced that one actually back up in Minnesota, because I really enjoyed that studio. And then since then, it's just been, like you say, everything's evolving to, you can create your own tracks, you can do this, you can record at home, you can collaborate. So I've been finding more and more people that build tracks, more and more people that play instruments. And so it's kind of almost been pieced together. And then through the pandemic, it's been pieced together from, hey, can you play guitar and piano, and we'll put this, and then I'll sing this. And so even this last track was, all the tracks were produced by Kyle, one of my co-writers, Kyle Jackson Ratchke. And then he kind of produced it. I went to a studio here to get a really good vocal. I was going to try at home, but it just didn't sound right. So did that. But yeah, it just keeps evolving. And it's just amazing to see how the process, but there's still something about getting everybody together and recording an album though too. So I do miss that, but it has been convenient, especially nowadays, to through all of this to be able to still create music separately but together.
Yeah, I love that. So cool to hear how you are still charging, creating, no matter what happens. And I think the spirit of that is exactly what you need as an artist and a Midwest girl, so myself, so I can certainly appreciate that. I was going to ask you, now that things are opening up, what does it look like for you as far as on the road and shows? Like, did you know, Memorial Day weekend, what does that all look like for you?
Yeah. No, it's definitely opening up, which I'm super excited about. I actually, let me pull up so I don't get my dates wrong. I do have some shows this summer, which I'm super excited about. So my first show, probably back. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really played a live show since last year. So first show live back will be Winehaven Winery up in Minnesota. I had scheduled this one a few months back, and the owner was like, hopefully this will all work out and everything will calm down and we'll get you. And so it's looking good so far. So that will be June 26th and 27th at Winehaven Winery. So super pumped for that. That will be awesome. And then I'm going to do like another online concert in July, just to kind of, you know, I love doing that. Do like a fan requested. I did one a couple months back, and I didn't get to all the fan songs. So I was like, I'll do another one so we can come back and sing all the songs. And then there's another Barbecue for the Blue, it's called. It's a fundraiser for police officers. And that's going to be in Watertown, Minnesota on August 14th. And then Minnesota State Fair. So it's kind of nice to like jump back in and, you know, get going again, but slowly building it up. And hopefully this next year will be even bigger. So
those shows sound so much fun. So much fun. Make sure to stay tuned to the website so you guys can, anyone in the Minnesota area, if you're planning a trip this summer, get up to the Midwest and Minnesota and see Kristine live. That would be amazing.
I've got one of your best fans tuning in. In fact, we were talking last night. Kelsey Parker said, KristineWriding's in the house. Love her and a big fan. And speaking of summer, it's coming. So, Kelsey, appreciate you tuning in there, and glad to talk to you last night too. I love this song, and I tell you what, better time to sing it than now, right now, here on the Backstage Pass. No better time. Still Color is out there across all the digital platforms, and I guess we should start there, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Sounds great. And shout out to Kelsey out there. Thanks for tuning in.
Here we go.
I used to tell myself you never measure up, you're not good enough for someone to love. Used to think I had to be perfect to be worth it, before I learned that you are always there for me. And you say I'm your perfect masterpiece, 'cause you know the broken crayons still color when they're in your hands. I might be a little outside the lines, but you accept me as I am. I give myself to you, become living proof. Life's not always paint by numbers, and broken crayons still color. Broken crayons still color. Through your promises, you bring healing. Lord, you free me. Your grace reveals that you are always there for me. You say I'm your perfect masterpiece. days, 'cause you know the broken crayons still color when they're in your hands. Might be a little outside the lines, but you accept me as I am. I give myself to you, become living proof. Life's not always paint by numbers. Broken crayons still color. Broken crayons still color. And you are always there for me. You say I'm a perfect masterpiece, 'cause you know the broken crayons still color when they're in your hands. Might be a little outside the lines, but you accept me as I am. I give myself to you, become living proof. Life's not always paint by numbers, and broken crayons still color. Broken crayons still color. Broken crayons still color.
If you're looking for one of the most beautiful and playable custom acoustics on the planet, look no further than Ed Rice at Toe Guitars. Ed is a true artist, transforming exotic woods into magnificent, sweet-sounding instruments. Go to toearguitars.us, that's TOIRGUITARS.us, and contact Ed today.
And back here on the show again, I am amazed. You can say modern day Reba, you can say sing the phone book A to Z, but man, yeah, it's true to life. Lyrics do connect with people, and
The lyrics.
see why we're such a big fan here. One of the best live performances I've had here on the show, no doubt.
Well, you are too sweet. Thank you.
Well, you know, we've been friends a long time too. I say that at the same time, but I love your music from the first time we met till even now, and you got more good stuff. I'm sure in the can, ready to roll out there. Still colors out there across all the digital platforms, and then KristineWriding.com for the website for all the cool stuff out there, tour dates, merch, all that good stuff too. Hey, let's build on this too, because how this one came to life. I want to know kind of the entire breakdown, because obviously a great idea, great story behind it.
Yes. Yeah. No, this one, like I said, this whole past year, as we mentioned, has been a lot of writing and getting together with people via Zoom or Google Chat or whatever it is. And so I was writing with Kyle Jackson-Ratchke and Les Hauge. And we initially actually went into this co-write as writing for someone else. And so we were writing towards a Christian artist named Baylor Wilson. And we were, discussing ideas and hooks and different things. And Kyle came to the write with, I've seen broken crayons still color. There's always that saying. And he's like, I always thought that would be a cool song. So as we kind of kept talking, I said, if you really think of like the imagery of that, of broken crayons coloring, whose hands other than God's hands would be a beautiful illustration of that. And so we all agreed, yep, that's the direction. So we just started writing it. And then for me, I was like, being an artist myself, I said, I can speak life into this, of that first verse saying, I used to tell myself I never measure up and I'm not good enough. And, there's always those little voices in the back of your head that I think so many people, I don't think there's probably not a person who hasn't had one of those voices telling them that they're not good enough or they're never going to make it. But initially, really, when you think about it, God knows that you are good enough, and he created something beautiful. And even if you feel like broken or you are broken, he can take that and make just a beautiful masterpiece out of it. So we wanted to create just this beautiful song to, give people hope and inspiration and faith, and know that you're not broken, you're beautiful. And so it just felt like a right time to release this one as well, just because the madness that the world is going through. And just, I think even being home, a lot of people being home alone or just stuck in their house, I think all of a sudden you tend to like kind of maybe nitpick yourself and be like, you know, there's nothing else to do except look at myself in a mirror and see everything that's bad about myself. But it's like, no, you know, that's not it. So yeah, that's kind of how the song all came about. Mm-hmm. And I love that people are connecting and listening and loving the song. So I appreciate everybody who's played it and keeps playing it and sharing it.
Put that on your playlist. Yeah, you got to do it. I know last time we talked to, you know, you described country music in a great way. You said it was more than just music; it was a way of life, and you tell that through the stories you put out there. Kind of expound on that a little bit, because I really believe in that. The more songs and the more great artists I interview like yourself here on the show that Kirstie and I talk to, it's just a great way to hear it through the music, but kind of elaborate a little bit more. You know, more than just music, a way of life.
Yes. Well, for me, you know, growing up, I grew up on a farm in Minnesota. And so we had horses and chickens and rabbits and, you know, all the fun little animals. But country was always just a big part. Country was more than just like trucks and tractors and mudding and things like that. It was more of like that down home feel. I grew up on Alabama, and I love their song Down Home, where it's like a man's good word and a handshake are all you need. And that's the way that I grew up. It was, if you say you're going to do something, then you're going to do it. You're not going to back out. And a handshake meant something. And, you know, just that honest and way of life and going to church and thanking God for everything that he's given us and respecting, you know, nature and the earth and people and not judging people by just what you see, but getting to know the heart. And so to me, I feel like all the music that I grew up on, country, like that's really what it encompassed, was just kind of that good down home feel and morals and values. And so to me, that's what that means, is there's country music, but also country is a way of life, that down home, good country.
It's the way it's supposed to feel, no doubt. I wanted to ask you about this one, but I got a good question here. I'm going to follow up on last time we did People Needing People with pop-based artist Andrew Plant. I want to get a follow-up from that too, which was just kind of bringing everybody back to unity in the world. We're going to follow up on that. But first, let's do another Kristine Wriding song. What do you say?
All right. That sounds like a plan. I like that.
Yeah. It's all yours.
All righty. Here we go. This one's Barefoot Beauty, and this is kind of talking about country life. So I hope y'all enjoy it. She always knew where she was grown, 'cause dirt was painted between her toes, like roots planted deep in the farmland. Barefoot beauty, the feel of freedom pulsed through her veins. Not afraid to take chances, was wild and untamed. The world was a game she couldn't wait to play. Barefoot beauty, and I can almost hear her now, a distant voice calling out to me, reminding me what it's like to feel again, feel alive and carefree. How I yearn to be the girl I used to be. Barefoot beauty. Somewhere between whispers, doubts and the lies, lost who I was, just living to survive. I wanna stop the clock, go back and fight. Barefoot beauty, and I can almost hear her now, a distant voice calling out to me, reminding me what it's like to feel I can feel alive and carefree. And how I yearn to be the girl I used to be. Barefoot Beauty. Can't go live in the past, but I can bring the past back. And I can almost hear her now, a distant voice calling out to me, reminding me what it's like to feel again, feel alive and carefree. And how I yearn to be the girl I used to be. And I can feel her coming back to me, barefoot beauty. Oh, barefoot beauty.
The bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Yep, just like those vocals right there, smooth and warm finish, and yeah, it's good. It goes down really well. Bangtail whiskey, and of course, bangtail.com, or download that Easy Liquor app is the best way to do it, or easyliquor.com. Get the bottle sent directly to your door. Every time you sing, I was telling Kirstie, I was texting her as you perform, and I'm going to a show, book the tickets, the flight, everything. If I can get up there to the Great Midwest, I'm going to sit on the front row at one of her shows and go, that's one of the purest voices in country music, or the stage is this way, I'll point that way, whatever it is. But wow, just amazing. Love it. Whichever way the stage is, I'm saying that's one of the next superstars in the business, no doubt. Hey, last time we had talked to, I know Andrew Plan, who's a Dallas-based pop artist, was doing some stuff with you. A great song that you guys collaborated on, People Needing People. Kind of give me an update on the response and, of course, how it's been since we last talked.
Yeah, that one's been going great. I love it. Andrew and we still write together, and we actually wrote a really good song. I think it was last month that I really liked, and he did a little acoustic version of it, like a little taste of it. So if you guys go to his page, you'll see he's doing like I think it's Saturday songs, and so he kind of did it. It was called Landscape, and it was a neat song. But anyways, that song, we have a lyric video to it. It's been reaching a lot of great people, and just I think speaking volumes to just the state of our world, and hopefully like that song we wrote to hopefully bring unity and warmth to the world. And so a lot of people really resonated with that, and so I just love I feel like during this time and everything, being able to kind of expand my horizons. Like you said, I did a pop song with Andrew, and then the Still Colors got more of a faith base to it. And it's been fun to just kind of reach out and hopefully touch a whole new fan base and bring them to country music, but bring them to, like I say, the heart of music. I just love sharing music and the joy that it brings me with others. So it makes me happy that people respond and people love it and people want to listen to it and share it. So,
and it also books her a one-way ticket back here on the Backstage Pass when new projects come back. She's always will contact each other and be like, yeah, let's do it again. Yep. That's the beauty of it, to follow up, no doubt. Barefoot Beauty, if you don't have it, it's off just the beginning album, so you can go get that one across all the platforms out there. Hey, back to that one that you guys had put together, which I believe was your third studio album there. You had one off there that caught my attention. It was Down the Ways a little bit. Someday, kind of give me the story behind that one.
Yeah, you bet. Well, that's funny because I have that one queued up the same.
Okay,
too,
all right, there we go.
But I love Someday. That song really, it was funny. It was one that just kind of poured out of me, and I don't, like, in a sense, sometimes you just have those songs where you're like, where did this come from? It just came so easily. But that was, a few years back. I was just pretty much plucking on my guitar. I was like, I want to write a song, and just recently I had, different people. You always get the doubters and the people who say, oh, you're not going to make it, or what are you doing? And so I think I had just taken a trip back home and ran into some people, and they were like, oh, you're still doing that music thing? And kind of like, oh, good for you. But you could tell it was a little, okay. And so for me, as I was thinking about that, I was like, I don't know where this path is taking me. I don't know where this music thing is going, but this is what I love to do. And I love to share my heart and my music with people. And so, I don't know how long it's going to take me or how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there someday. And so all of a sudden it was like, oh, someday. And as I just started plucking on my guitar, I just started writing, and I was like, that works. And I was like, typing and plucking and writing, and then I was just writing lyrics, and it all just fell into place. And I think the first person I played it for was my mom, and I was like, what do you think about this? It's a little different, like it's kind of got a different feel to it. And she was like, I love it. That's just like truth on a page. And I was like, well, cool, so it was really neat. And I really feel like it's kind of a story and who I am too, of always trying to keep a positive attitude towards life and towards music, and having just following where it takes me, following where God leads me, and knowing that it's for anybody too, that there's so many people with huge dreams, and people might doubt you, but if you got that someday, you're going to get there someday, and just keep chugging along, and you're going to get there. So that's where that song all came from.
That's why I resonate so much with it, because there you go, the Backstage Pass, and she did that one day on here, and she goes, someday, and I went, yeah, someday we'll get there too. And I'd say we've had a pretty good ride too on the show with more
on the red carpet.
Yeah.
Yes.
All three of us.
We'll be interviewing you, and it'll be perfect.
I'd love it. That would be amazing.
I'm in that too. And I think I proclaimed last time, if I remember correctly, I said, you know what, there's a future CMA or ACM award for this young lady here too. And I said, I'll put both of y'all in that category too, because I really believe in the music and what you guys are putting out there to fans. Hey, perfect segue. Let's do it right here someday on the Backstage Pass. Let's play it, and definitely have a good time with it, no doubt.
All right. I may not know where this path may be leading, but I'm gonna get there someday. There are people who say the grass is greener if I just follow their ways. But I'm stubborn as hell, learn to fight for myself, not give a damn what others may say. I've traveled a long road, it may take me longer, but I'm gonna get there someday. Someday, 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 yeah, I'm gonna get there someday. Dreams, they are big, but my faith is bigger, and I'm gonna get there someday. On Him I am leaning, and I keep believing. Work through the trials and the change. I learn from mistakes, try to rise above the pain and the fears that constantly replay. You may think I'm foolish, that I just can't do this, but I'm gonna get there someday. Someday, 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 yeah, I'm gonna get there someday. Up on this mountain, I'll look at all my doubters and smile, 'cause I told you someday I'd get where I'm going. I had fears not knowing, but pushed through, did it anyways. Paid a lot of heavy tolls to achieve this goal, 'cause to win it can't play it safe. I didn't do this on my own. There are those greatly who believe when I told them someday, 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 yeah, I'm gonna get there someday. Someday, someday, yeah, I'm gonna get there someday.
If you're looking for one of the most beautiful and playable custom acoustics on the planet, look no further than Ed Rice at Topeka Guitars. Ed is a true artist, transforming exotic woods into magnificent, sweet-sounding instruments. Go to toirguitars.us, that's TOIRGUITARS.us, and contact Ed today.
And make sure you give him a call there for custom-made guitars. Unlike any other, tourguitars.us. Singing is sold separately because that's not going to be as good as KristineWriding when you get that guitar. But you can learn to play like Kristine and Kirstie out there and learn to sing a little bit separately. Ed's been busy, backed up, so let's keep him busy there. Tourguitars.us. Also, Bangtail Whiskey, bangtail.com, or download that Easy Liquor app, and you can find more information on them. Love that song. That's why we talked about it so much in the kind of the preview before we played it. Just like you said, on top of that mountain, look down one day and those doubters will be like, well, I told you so. You'll look at them and I told you so. So there you go. Someday, which is a beautiful song. One of my favorite lines in there. All right. So we updated the rapid fire game. Let's do this. And some different things that have come at you this way too. One of my favorite ones is, Kirstie just did this, so I had to take it and just run with it. When you get up in the morning, coffee, what goes in it?
Nothing. Black.
Just no sugar, no cream, just straight black.
No sugar. I used to when I first started drinking it, load it up, and then I kind of got away from that. My husband always drank it black, and so he was all like, "You can drink it black." So I think he challenged me, and I said, "Okay."
Is there any specific brand or kind that you like?
We drink the Black Rifle coffee. It's good stuff, and it's veteran owned, and so check that out.
There you go. There's another coffee. Awesome. So Backstage Pass here. We'll get them on the show, no doubt. So what you got?
All right. As far as travel goes, now we can look to the future and start thinking about traveling. What is on your bucket list? Maybe a place that you've never been or just want to go back to. What's in the future for you?
That is a really, really good question. Maybe like I would think Wyoming and just kind of experience that. And I would love to take my mom on a cattle drive. She has always wanted to go on a cattle drive. And so to go up there and take her, I think that would be amazing.
That sounds fun.
Like that. Yeah. Yep, that's a beautiful place. You got to go to Jackson Hole 4 or 5 years ago, and just that whole state was, it was so beautiful up there between that and Montana and Yellowstone National Park. It was just one of those areas you have to see to believe, to go up there and see it. Of course, I think the Old Faithful tour was pretty cool, seeing the geyser, and then you go out through the park and do some hiking and get down to waterfalls. That whole area is just, out of the west area is beautiful up there. So
yes.
I may have to put that back on my list thanks to you. Just check those boxes there too. All right, so if you're ordering your favorite pizza, what goes on it again? Are we talking Hawaiian pizza? What are we talking?
Oh no, not pineapple. I don't like pineapple like Canadian bacon. Probably all like your pepperoni, sausage, green peppers. Those are kind of like my staples.
Okay, I like. I can do that. What you got?
All right. As far as songwriting goes, if you remember, what was the first song you ever wrote? What was it about, or maybe the title, or?
Sure. Well, it's so funny. I don't know why this sticks in my head, but I don't know how old I was. I remember I was really, really little, and I wrote a song about a sheep that got lost.
I
And so
that.
I mean, I wish I still had this song, because I remember writing it on a piece of paper and like having it, and it was like next to my bed, like in the little nightstand. But
That is so
you know,
That's cool.
That's like my first memory of. I was like, oh, I guess back then I was writing songs. They probably weren't very good, but.
Did you have sheep on your farm?
No, we didn't. So I don't know where, maybe it was like something I had watched. I don't know.
I love it.
All right. I love this one. Favorite food, or is there a go-to food? What is it?
Oh, goodness, food wise, probably pizza. Like that's kind of my splurge, like in a sense of like, if it's been a busy day, or like my husband and I love to fish. So a lot of times it seems like we'll go fishing and then I don't want to cook or do anything. So we just order pizza like when we get back. So it just like goes together really well. So.
Nice. I actually had pizza twice yesterday.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah,
you can always eat it cold for breakfast.
Yeah.
Or what is your favorite thing to watch on any of the streaming platforms, like or TV show, whatever?
Sure. I love Young Sheldon, like The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon. Those are like my favorite. I don't know. That's always just a good show. And I got into The Masked Singer. I thought that was a fun show. So.
So did you guess them all right?
Oh no, I stink at guessing. Like I could not get it at all. But I was like, it was still fun to just see when they got revealed. And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
I always, my game show night is tonight. Always, they brought back two of the best ones from the 80s. It was the Press Your Luck, which has now got Elizabeth Banks hosting it, which is really good. And then the $100,000 Pyramid with new host Michael Strahan. But those shows were big in the 80s. So Wednesday night, ABC is kind of like the game show night, which is good for me. I love doing it. It escapes the mind, and it just lets things go. And you'd like to see people win money. Nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
And I want to see
happy for them, you know.
Yeah, I am. And speaking of winning or making money, get out there and stream Still Colors, so we get those stream counts up and make her some money out there through the merch support, and of course the concerts that are coming up too as well. And Kelsey, I'm going to put this comment on the screen here. I love this through Kelsey. Such a huge fan of yours.
Pineapple.
So, pepperoni, the pizza. I like the sausage, no pineapple. Yeah, I'm not a pineapple fan either, but I can't imagine. So I love that comment. So Kelsey says, thanks for the support, for tuning it out there too at the same time. Still Color is across all the digital platforms, and KristineWriding with a W.com out there across all the digital platforms, and visit the website. Thanks so much for being a friend of the show. You're always welcome back, and you always contact me. Just a huge supporter of your music and your brand, and come back anytime. Hope you enjoyed it as always.
Well, thank you so much. I sure did. And shout out to everybody who tuned in. Thank you so much.
You got it. KristineWriding, we're back at 2 o'clock today. Matt Kerner is going to join us for a little single we're going to do in partnership with Kawasaki out there. It's called Driving, which is a pretty cool thing. The song's going to be featured in the new ad campaign out there. And looking forward to talking to him. And then Mackenzie Porter dropping by, Linda Davis, a whole bunch more cool stuff here on the Backstage Pass. Be sure and stay tuned for that. And thanks to Tour Guitars and Bangtail Whiskey. We'll see you soon.